I love The Sims because it's basically just a bunch of pansexual people speaking gibberish and setting their houses on fire. The pansexual agenda. What's up, my Beardos and Weirdos? OneTopic here, and today we're diving into r/pansexual because hundreds of you have been leaving comments on the videos asking for this subreddit. So yeah, it was on my list. And I've already poked around a little bit. I saw a couple of these beforehand, and I found them really funny. So let's get started.
I'm pansexual. I don't see gender. I see a constellation of
Oh my goodness. Any boyfriend yet?
No.
And what about a girlfriend?
No.
Well, why not? You're beautiful.
Oh, Grandpa, thank you.
Aww. Wholesome grandparents are the best, and I think a lot of them will surprise you as to how accepting they are when you let them know who you are as a person. It's kind of cool. Being an educated, aware person gives you the wisdom to know that these characters were indeed thruples. Ah, the road to El Dorado. Oh, Adventure Time! Yay! And, butts. I don't know. Memes then. I'll just use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan. Oh my god. Memes now. Pan? Gay, bi, straight, asexual. Long ago, the sexualities lived in harmony. Then everything changed when the heteros attacked. Oh no! Only the pansexuals, masters of all sexualities, could stop them. Pansexual, the last gender bender. Oh my goodness. When I was your age, there was no bisexuals, pansexuals, non-binary people, and such. You mean when you were my age, there was so little acceptance and so little research being done about sexuality and gender that people had to hide in the closet all their lives? Weird flex, but okay. I often wonder about that, how much we've lost to time, because not enough was documented or recorded as people discovered new things. If you poke around history, there's some really prominent and very interesting people of many different sexualities, but oftentimes they're ignored or played down, and we don't learn the whole truth about who they were as people. And I think it makes them so much more interesting when you learn that there's other layers to their experiences, rather than just saying that they did one thing, and they're only known for that one thing, and the only one thing you should know about them is the thing that we agree with. Anyways, I like history. Let's get something straight. Them. How can you be faithful to your boyfriend if you also find girls attractive? Ha ha ha!
Me. Gee, I don't know. How can you be faithful to your girlfriend if you also find other girls attractive?
Hashtag seriously, I'm sick of it. Ugh. I think if people had greater empathy, they could put themselves in other people's shoes and better understand the experiences that they have, rather than constantly saying, your experience isn't real because I don't understand it. And if I can't see it, it's not real. Someone asked me, why are people in an LGBT friend group never dressed for the same event? And now I can't stop thinking about that. Like, you have one person in a suit and one person in lingerie and one person looking like a modern pilgrim and one person who is just patterns. I mean, not wrong. Oh, that's Matt. Matt's the one that creates really cool makeups. I like their work. That's so cool. Being bi is finding random things hot. Being pan is also finding random things hot, but they have nothing to do with gender and you don't know why they're hot. OP, it says, my brain is too lazy and gay to think of a title okay. Aww. Bisexual, omnisexual, pansexual, polysexual. These broadly overlap, but the distinction matters to some people, and that's okay. Well, thanks, Hannibal. How can you not be pansexual in space? Honestly, one of the most interesting things I saw that came out of this film was the conversation around sexuality and how all sexuality should be represented and also accepted. And I really appreciate Lando the character, and I thought that Donald Glover did a really excellent job in portraying him. There was some aspects of the conversation that I thought was a little strange around justifying his attraction to the character that he was attracted to, but I thought the film itself explained it fairly well. And honestly, they're in space with a bajillion aliens. Is anything surprising? That's, you know what? All right, that's the one thing that irked me, was that another character was just surprised at their relationship. Out of all the things in Star Wars, magical wizards and aliens and whatnot, flying spaceships and practically time travel at the speed of light, I was like, you know, the one thing I found that took me out the most was someone having a question about it, being like, are you two dating? I don't know, I just accepted it without question. Whatever. Oh no, it's that guy. I live in Spain, but the S and the I is silent. Pan. Pan. It says pan. Pan. Straight person. Is this your girlfriend? I get it because you're pan. Get it? Is this your girl? Get it? Oh, I'm so funny. Being bisexual and having different feelings when you're attracted to guys than when you are attracted to girls is so hard to explain because being attracted to a guy is, and being attracted to a girl is like, ooh. But that doesn't make any sense to anyone but me. I suppose it's similar to describing the tastes of different temperatures of water. Hot water tastes sharp, and cold water tastes round. I like your description of ooh and ah. I don't know if I understand it, but I support it, Retrograde Dad. Tinder. Don't keep your match waiting. Send her a message. Tinder. Don't keep your match waiting. Send him a message. Tinder. Don't keep your match waiting. Send them a message. I love inclusivity. That's so nice. Also, dang, someone is having a nice day. 3 matches already? A her, a him, and a them? That's awesome. Show me your profile. Mine never did so well. Spider-Pan. Spider-Pan does whatever a Spider-Pan can. Guess that one? Sure, why not? Why the is everyone hot? Look out! Here comes the Spider-Pan. One pan to rule them all. r/cast iron. Is that seriously a subreddit? That's amazing. Does it teach people how to properly wash cast iron pans and how to not use water? That'd be great. Stop ruining my pans. Did you know that there are bisexual flowers and they're perfect? There are many variations in flower structure. The majority of flowers include both stamens and carpels, and such flowers are said to be perfect. Bisexual. It says so right there in my bio textbook. I would never lie to you. Perfect bisexual. Reblog if you are a perfect bisexual. Support perfect bisexuals or just really love flowers. Heterosexual. Homosexual. Bisexual. Asexual. Metros. Oh no. Oh, pansexual. Oh my god. Very silly. Dad ranted about how the LGBTQIA+ identities were getting too confusing to keep up with. My 88-year-old grandma shut him down.
The way things are now is better than when people had to hide away or killed themselves because nobody understood who they were. Respect costs you nothing.
Thank you, Grandma, for being incredibly wholesome. I appreciate that a lot of people's grandparents and older folks in older generations have come to realize over time that the most important part of understanding someone else's experiences is listening to them. There's very little progress you can make in understanding someone if you don't first listen to them. And if you think things are getting too confusing, maybe don't rant about your ignorance. Ask for help. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know what? I think this boils down to, Dad, ask for help. Standing in line at Chipotle in front of a pastor talking to his buddy. A butch employee is taking orders. Pastor. Homosexuality is a mental illness and they will all regret their behavior when God condemns them to burn in hell. Me, turning around. You worship a god that tortures mentally ill people? 10 seconds of holy silence. Pastor's friend. That is actually a good point. It's amazing how an incredibly old book can, in parts, recommend understanding the folks around you, treat thy neighbor as thyself, or something like that, and yet people hold it up as like, no, this book is my cheat code to be ignorant and mean to people. Shut up.
Well, Pride Month makes my bisexual heart sing.
Bisexual? But you're married to a man. What's the difference between bi people and unicorns? I can see unicorns on movies and TV.
I told this to my mom and she was like, that's not true. Oh, yes, it is.
Also, unicorns on TV are called unicorns, not horses that don't like labels. Horses that don't like labels.
I just burned myself.
With what?
Straightener.
Oh, did the straightener work? Or are you still bi?
Oh my god. This is what happens when I straighten my hair. Update, I showed him the notes. This god, and now he thinks he's famous.
I'm freaking famous.
Update, he got a Tumblr. Yay. Welcome to Flight 418, non-stop to Paris. Okay, you know there are male flight attendants? Yeah, but I like the height these heels give me.
Have you ever worn heels? Incredibly tricky. Definitely worth practicing in.
What's going on? What's happening to them?
They've got this. Mindful education and on-screen use of they-them pronouns.
They're also two people. Not everything has to do with gender.
You are not two people. Garnet to Stephanie. 2015. Oh, not to mention that literally every other fusion on the show is referred to with specific pronouns, mostly she, her. This was not a mistake. This was a purposeful use of they, them. I love that. I love that so much. I know I haven't caught this show yet, and a lot of you have been recommending it to me over the years, so my god, over the years! The channel's 2 years old now! And I will catch up on this eventually. It's so important to have representation on TV, in cartoons especially. There are a ton of adults that really like to consume animated media, but there's also a ton of kids that learn life lessons through animated stories. It's so important to put them on the right track early on, and respect is such an easy place to start. This is my son, Chester, who is nearly 4. He was invited to his friend Chloe's birthday party today, and the theme was Prince and Princesses. He asked if he could go as Sleeping Beauty, so I bought him a dress and put a cute little clip in his hair. We arrived at the party to the following comments from the adults present.
Oh, that's just cruel.
Why did you make him wear a dress?
Poor little man. What's your mummy playing at? He's going to hate you when he grows up.
No way I'd let my son dress like a girl.
The fact is, Chester is almost completely gender neutral. I let him wear what he wants, be it boys or girls' clothes, and he plays with whatever toys he likes. This usually involves with him holding tea parties while wearing pink Minnie Mouse top jeans and a tiara. Aww. The guests are more often than not a mixture of Winnie the Pooh characters, dinosaurs, Barbie, Dora, and soldiers, and they're usually transported in his favorite fire engine. This would make the best animated series. Like a cartoon podcast for kids with all of these characters around the table, that would be amazing. When my husband arrived at the party later on, he was subjected to endless ridicule from the other dads present about how I must keep his pocket potatoes in my back pocket because otherwise he would have put his foot down and not allowed Chester out like that. Oh, and by the way, our other son dressed as Ariel, when my husband pointed out that the boys were happy, and the mother of the birthday child made a point of saying how wonderful she thought it was that we allowed them freedom of choice and expression, then they stopped talking about it to our faces and started muttering about us behind our backs. Interestingly enough, not a single child said a word about their choice of costumes other than to compliment Chester on his new dress. Not a single child made a negative comment. Not a single child made a negative comment. So much of the lack of acceptance and hate that we see around us in the world is taught, and kids pick that up really quickly. And if this is the way that you approach one of their friends, the kids will pick up on that, and it'll be less likely that they'll want to interact with them as positively as in this experience. And that is heartbreaking. Accept your kids as the tiny little expressive humans that they want to be. Don't try to mold them into some weird off-brand carbon copy of yourself, you weirdo. Kids are going to have entirely different experiences from when you grew up, so obviously they're going to turn out to be different people. Let them be those people. Don't try to constrict them into what you think is acceptable. Gosh! And to the parent who was hosting that party, good for you. And to the parents that were letting their kids dress as they wanted to be, good for you. And for those of you who watch this video and give it a thumbs up and a like and subscribe, good for you! Alright, my Beardos and Weirdos. I hope you like this one. This one is a little bit of a mix of memes. I realized partway through that this was perhaps a mix of a couple different subreddits, but I really liked it. And I hope you did too. Let me know in the comments what you want to see me do next. I do read them, by the way. If you didn't know, this one was based on comments. So, yeah. And we'll see you in the next one. Where we take it? One topic at a time.
Roll that outro.
We're gonna happen again. You only get me once, that's it. All right.
This is a square. Can you guess which spot that goes in? That's right. It goes in the square hole. And how about this rectangle? That one, that goes in there too. Up next, we've got this thin rectangle. Can you guess where that goes? That's right. It goes in the square hole. And up next, a cylinder. I think that goes in the square hole. Now, we've also got this semicircle right here. Do you see a slot that would fit the semicircle? That's right, it's the square hole. Up next, the triangle. We know what hole that goes into, right? That's right, the square hole. And up next, we have the arch. And you guessed it, it goes in the square hole.
Okay,